The United States has strict trading rules with Russia, which don't allow companies here to help Moscow's military in the war against Ukraine. But brand new reporting shows that one tech company sent equipment that appears to have directly helped those Russian troops. Ubiquiti belongs to Memphis Grizzly owner Robert Pera. It designs and sells long-range wireless communications equipment. And according to a Hunter Brook media report, that equipment is helping Russia. And the company allegedly received thank you cards from members of the military for that technology. For more, I'm now joined by Hunter Brook media publisher Sam Koppelman. Sam, welcome to the show. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Walk us through this report from you guys. How is Ubiquiti's tech ending up in the hands of these Russian soldiers?
So Ubiquiti is this company most people haven't heard of. They sell wireless antennae and routers. You maybe have one in your garage, or maybe it's connecting you to Wi-Fi. In Russia, the army and soldiers appear to be using Ubiquiti devices for their drone attacks. It's what helps them connect with their drones and guide them as they commit these strikes, including on civilian populations. And we found Ubiquiti routers in all of these pictures on Telegram and social media. And what we decided was we were actually going to go undercover and try to buy Ubiquiti devices, pretending to be Russian soldiers to see how easy it might be. And what we found was not only did they agree to sell us the devices, but they sent us thank you cards from the Russian military.
Wow.
Telling them how grateful they were for these devices.
And how important is this tech to the Russian war effort? Because I was reading about these Ubiquiti devices. They seem pretty easy to operate, right? Kind of just easy plug and play, if you will. How big of an impact is that having on the front lines?
The truth is, I've obviously never fought in the front lines in the war in Russia and Ukraine, so all I can do is take the Russian military's word for it. And what I've seen in video after video is Russian soldiers on Telegram and other social media apps begging for these devices, saying that they're instrumental to the war effort. And it raises the question, this is an NBA owner, and his player, Ja Morant, has been suspended for pantomiming using guns and rocket launchers for pulling a gun on Instagram. The question is, how about the owner of the team, a billionaire, who's playing a role in enabling Russia's war effort? Will he see any consequences?
Yeah, it is the million-dollar question. You know, my team and I were talking about this this morning, Sam. I mean, if this were Jerry Jones or Robert Kraft, right, I feel like this would be one of the biggest stories in the headlines this week. But not many people have heard of Robert Pera.
Yeah, he's this invisible billionaire. He has a net worth of $30 billion. He's one of the richest owners in all of pro sports. I think he's much richer than Jerry Jones, but he doesn't even go to games. Some people mistakenly think that Justin Timberlake is the main owner of the Memphis Grizzlies, or Josh Kushner, who's also in that ownership group. Pera's done a really good job staying under the radar. That's perhaps why he or his company chooses to look the other way when its distributors are selling these products to Russia. But ultimately, the facts are undeniable. You can just see his products on the front lines. And you have to imagine that somewhere deep in his soul, he's wondering whether he should do something about this if people are paying attention.
Yeah, and it's not the first time, right, that this is not his first run-in with the law. I mean, he paid a $500,000 fine back in 2014 for violating Iran sanctions. And I know he's come out before and said, if this happens to me or Ubiquiti again, I'm in big trouble. Has he responded at all to this latest report?
So far, he has not responded. His company reports earnings next week. He doesn't have earnings calls. I don't think he's going to respond unless he's forced to by the government, which seems more focused on being like Russia and the United States, arresting journalists, than it does cracking down on people aiding the Russian military, or by the NBA, which seems more focused on expanding into Europe than it does in cracking down on Russia attacking one of Europe and the United States' allies. So look, ultimately, this is going to be up to Adam Silver and the president's administration. And I hope that they do something about this, because both of them play nice in talking about caring about sanctions, caring about Ukraine, but the actions will speak much louder.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.